Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 360. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a very, I should say it's not simple. I mean, it's not hard, but it's a pretty simple card to recreate, and it's very elegant. So I'm excited to share that with you tonight, and eventually somebody's going to end up winning it. So I will tell you about that in just a moment. I'm going to put you down to the table, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody had a good weekend. All right, I twisted that really hard. All right, come on, twist. Oh, man. Come on. Whoa. I didn't loosen that up enough. There we go. Now that is really tight. Okay, so let's move this a little bit more towards me. And there we go. Okay. I just dropped my cover to my, I'm going to find it, I'm sure, with my bare feet, to my Stampin' Seal. So I lost it, and now I found it, and now I lost it again, but it's on the carpet somewhere. Okay, so I guess we're going to come back to this. We're going to squish that in a little bit. Okay, I am done messing around with the camera, so you could take a look. And there we go. Light on the subject. Again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. The current host code is RAUJD4EY. And you can use that host code when you have an order that is under $150. When it's over $150, I want you to receive that product for free as hostess rewards for you. Now, penguinz33 at outlook.com is an email address that you can request these catalogs. Now, this is the annual catalog, and this is what demonstrators who've been around a long time, we call this the holiday mini catalog. And it started, Carolyn, hi. It started in September, and it goes through December, the end of December. And happy Sunday. Happy to see you. All right, so today's card, we're actually going to be using the Season of Elegance. And I'll talk about that in just a moment and show you what we're going to be using. Now, there are two other areas in which you can find product. And one of them is in the online exclusives. So feel free to put something, you finally placed your order. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. So the online exclusives, the new ones that are being brought out in November are able to be demonstrators are able to pre-order them a month ahead. So if you have seen something that you like and you would like to get in on that, hi Sherry, if you would like to get in on that pre-order, you could certainly put that in your starter kit. Now, Stampin' Up! Has a special in the starter kit, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. Another way you could purchase product is the scrapbook brochure only right now. Just because Stampin' Up! Had to quickly put something together and didn't have enough time to get their product made, designed, ordered, and put in. Something came unplugged. Hello, we're back. All right, so apparently we were having a bad wireless connection. Are we good now, Sherry? All right, yes, I'm back. Thank you so much. Carolyn, are you back? Mike had done something with the little thingy that's in my bedroom, and hopefully we're back. Okay. Sherry, thank you. Carolyn, are you back? A little frozen? All right. Okay, good. Sorry about that. And I don't know what that is, where that came from. All right, so let's go back to what we were talking about. This coming up Saturday, yay, cool. I got 2 people. Woohoo! So this coming Saturday is thestampinevent.com. For more information, go check that out. Register ahead of time if you can. Go ahead, Mike. You can rip that, or you can use these for scissors. Mike is going to duct tape something together. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and check the information out at thestampinevent.com, and you will come home with 16 different cards that either A, you can give as a gift, or B, you can use. Also, Stampin' Up! Has 30% off on kits, and that is through the end of December. October. It says that, right? October, right there. So check that out. And so the starter kit special, if you have a large wish list, say you have like $135 worth of product that you want to order, well, you could do that and only pay 99 bucks for it and get free shipping. And if you don't wish to continue being a demonstrator, I think you have to have your next quarterly minimum in April. So then you get a chance to pre-order from the Celebration brochure and the spring mini catalog. So that would be a great time to join. And then if you don't wish to do that anymore, you could just drop with no questions whatsoever. Now, several things have been introduced in the online store, but for customers, it's going to be November. So the Utterly Adorable Sweet collection, I've done a Facebook Live with that, and that I haven't been able to put stuff on Instagram just to kind of get that updated, because I am working on the event that's coming up this coming weekend, and I've not been home a lot. Then the online exclusive sweet collection that is called the Marbled Elegance Sweet Collection. So we have an easy button, again, for customers starting November 5th, that gets everything, one of everything here. Otherwise, you can purchase things separately, and that's up to you. Also, the Happy Hibiscus is a really cool new hybrid folder, and that is beautiful. The Potions and Spells, Halloween is coming up, so this is probably something that you don't have, but if you're into scrapbooking, this would be a really cute page so that you can scrapbook the Halloween season that's coming up. The Changing Leaves bundle is back in the online store. Check that out. That's a hybrid embossing folder. The Perfect collection is called Perfect Coordination. This is a mega suite, and it's called the Season of Green and Gold. So it has 2 stamp sets and 2 dies that coordinate with each other. Again, you can purchase things separately, or you can purchase the whole thing. All right. Then don't forget about things like the Simply Zinnia suite. That is something that is still in the online store, as well as the Encircled with Nature bundle. Now, a bundle means it's a stamp set and a die, or a stamp set and a punch, and you get 10% savings. Then the Iconic Celebrations. Now, this is a designer series paper pack that is 6x6, and you get 48 sheets. Then also, it's made for more than just one reason to celebrate. Birthdays, Halloween, or I should say fall. Then there's winter and thinking of you and Halloween and Halloween. Why did I say Halloween? I was looking at the hearts thinking Halloween. Anniversaries and New Year's. So don't forget to check the online exclusives so that way you can get your orders, and everything is while supplies last. All right, so the card that we're going to be making tonight is using the Season of Elegance, and I am going to grab my mini catalog. Now, where did that go? Over here. Okay, so the Season of Elegance is also a mega suite, and what that means, again, for this one is 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets that coordinate. Now, again, there is Sherry. You did a couple years ago? Huh. Good. You know what it's like. So, I mean, I think that it's a great way to get a discount on things, and, you know, you don't even have to do what I do. So, I mean, that's, you know, I'm glad you got to do that a while ago. So, it's fun. Carolyn, my friend who's on here, also used to be a demonstrator. All right, so the suite collection number is 164030, and that means you get one of everything in here. And that's the easy button. Now, if something is sold out, say the ribbon, that easy button will not work, but you'll have to order, punch in all the numbers accordingly. So I absolutely love this designer series paper and the folder and the embellishments and the stamp sets. Yeah, I think I like the whole suite a lot. Okay, so we're going to be playing with that tonight. And let's see. I'm going to show you the designer series paper. This has foil in it. So then that way, one side has foil and the other side does not. I know, sometimes it's going to be hard to decide which side you want to use. Then the coordinating cardstock, there's quite a bit in here. So we have Basic Beige, and then Cherry Cobbler, Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Pretty Peacock, Real Red, and the gold. And so today we're going to be using Pretty Peacock, Cherry Cobbler, and then we'll be using actually Crumb Cake. So the designer series paper told me what colors will coordinate, and so that's what we're using. And we're also using that beautiful ribbon. It's very pliable. I love it. Okay. And so let's show you. So we have the Peaceful Season, and that is the words. So there's made for sentiments for the front of the card and sentiments for the inside of the card. So it's your choice, and also you get to put them together how you want. So you could say Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas, peace and joy, keep, peace and joy. You could say Christmas is in the air. So you can put things in different sentences in different ways. So I love it. So we're going to be using this die right here. And then we're also going to be using the Peaceful Evergreens along with the Peaceful Evergreens dies. And this is a 2-pager. What I mean is a 2-pager is that all the dies cannot fit on one, so they fit on 2. And so we're going to be playing with that. And then also in this, we're going to be using the Spotlight in Nature dies. Now, when you receive this, you're going to receive it on 2 pages. Now, I put mine on 3 because I want all my, I don't know, how do you describe that? my lined dies. In one spot, I want my, I don't know, almost kind of a leafy area, and then all my, I want my similar designs on the same page. So that's how my brain works. So we're going to be using the one that goes in here for this particular card. And that Spotlight in Nature is in the annual catalog on page 69. Okay, so enough talking. I got to show you the beautiful card that we're going to be making today. There you go. So I think that this is going to be, like I said, it's an easy card that you could duplicate. And if you don't want to make this a Christmas card, you don't have to. You can make this a winter card and somebody's birthday. Or, I mean, trees doesn't necessarily mean Christmas, but Christmas is coming. And most people start their Christmas cards pretty soon, and if you're not done already. But you've got to have enough time to design your card, get the product on hand, and then put it all together, write the stuff in the middle, type up your whatever's going on page, and get your picture in there, and mail it. So it takes a while to get all that done. So right now it's a great time to start. So let's get going with putting the card together. So this is a 3.5 by 3.5 square of crumb cake. This is an actual 1 piece or 1 inch wide piece of scrap. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it rather than chopping up another larger piece. So I'm going to show you how to use that. Then we have a piece of basic white, which is 2 by 4. This is a real piece of scrap. The other tree was on the opposite side. So this is Pretty Peacock. Basic white, which is 3 3/4 by 1.5. Now these are 2 scrap pieces that are 1/2 inch wide. And I'll show you what we're going to do with those. Something a little different. Then this is a 1/2 piece of scrap again. It's going to design the inside of the card. And then we have a 3 3/4 by 4 card of basic white. And then this is 4 by 5 1/4 of cherry cobbler. Now if you don't have cherry cobbler, real red could work as well. But I like the rich color of cherry cobbler. Now this is an actual 1/2 sheet of cardstock, and it's 11 inches by 4 1/4. And then I scored it on my Simply Score tool at 5 1/2. So I'm just going to leave that sit there for just a moment, and then that way you can get all of that. So you can get the idea, you can come back, you can pause it, get everything cut up. Maybe you don't have the Elegance suite, but you do have another, say, Christmas tree suite that you're going to use. So you could use the same idea, the same layout, but maybe you don't have the Elegance cardstock. Designer Series paper, I mean. You can use another Designer Series paper just like what I'm about to show. So the same layout is a great way to go if you don't own everything. Okay, so here we go. Taking all this stuff off. And so we're going to be doing some die cutting and some embossing with the embossing folder. And we're going to stamp stuff, and then we're going to put it together. So not necessarily in that order. Okay, how come this is Pretty Peacock, and I don't have any Pretty Peacock on my fingers. So why was there there's a little Pretty Peacock on both here and there? well, I better stamp those images nicely and not have to turn that over. But you know what? I got more cardstock, so. Okay, so let's do some stamping, and then we'll do some die cutting and getting this out of the way. Okay, so this is the inside of the card. Now, might as well do this one too. I am going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat. Now, my Stampin' Pearson mat I use a lot when I have to stamp over the edge. I don't necessarily use it because my red rubber needs to be, it doesn't need to have that cushion. I only use it because I don't want to get my mat all icky and then have to clean like every 5 seconds and then let it dry. Okay, so this is Cherry Cobbler, and I am actually going to stamp the inside of the card in Cherry Cobbler with these trees. Now, these trees don't necessarily need to be, what's the word? We don't need to spoon the ink. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in just a moment. Okay, so what I did with this is I want to make sure that I have enough space, okay, and then also that I have the right direction, okay. So I want to make sure that I am stamping this piece the correct way, and then I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to move this over as well. I am going to take my pretty peacock, and I am going to use a spoon. And this stamp set is what they call what's the word? It is Stampin' Up's, boy, why can't I think of it? It's their own style, Stampin' Up's style of, so, photopolymer. It has all these different bumps in it. Yeah, distinctive. Yeah, thank you. I, for the life of me, lost that, and I don't know why. So, the distinctive stamp is specifically made by Stampin' Up, and it has etchings in it. So then that way, some are darker and some are lighter. So you don't have to worry about shading, and I really, really love it. Thank you, Carolyn. And then, so that's the front. This one is, and you don't want to squish your distinctive item. You want to tap, tap, tap. So a lot of these inks are juicy. And so if it's too juicy, you're not going to have that shading in there. So that's the reason why you want to use that spoon and kind of push some of that ink down. It doesn't hurt the stamp pad, and it gives you a nice image. All right, so now we're going to bring that over again, and we are going to stamp the greetings. Let's see. That one we're going to cut out. This one we're not done with yet. This one we're going to stamp our greeting. That's going to say wishing. Oops, I forgot that. I knew I was missing one. And then just tap, tap, tap. You don't want to squish it. And then it's going to say wishing you and yours on the outside of the card. Okay, that turned out nice. All right, so we're going to clean that off in just a moment. And then we're going to close this up. Just because I have two ink pads open, I don't want to accidentally put my greeting on the inside of my card. Okay, so that's going to say, if I do it the right way, a season of wonder and happiness. So I am going to move that a little bit closer to me so I can try to stamp that straight. There we go. And so that's what that looks like. And in just a second, we're going to clean these off, just because I don't like to have my photopolymer. Wrong thing. This is my chamois for my glass mat. Where's my other one? Where's my chamois? Did I leave it? I cleaned it. I rinsed it out before we came on. Or before I came on, I should say. Did it get dropped down somewhere? Found it. I left it in my bathroom because that's where I rinse it out at. I don't like to leave the ink on my photopolymer because it helps it not stain the rubber as much. And the red rubber, it doesn't matter. But if you drop something in on it, it could get inked up. So I tend to like clean everything off and then find out that I have to use it later on anyways. Oops, missed one. And then sometimes you might get an idea, and it's like, oh, I could do this. And then all of a sudden, you grab it, and it's not clean. And you, ruined whatever it is that you were working on. Been there, done that. So I learned my lesson. Clean the darn thing before you put it away. Okay, then we are going to add just a little bit of color down there. And my adhesive is right here. And so we're going to put that. Now, I like what I did with this card because it doesn't necessarily give you a lot of space to write. So it could be very quick. Okay. I knew what you were saying, Carolyn. Distinctive. And I couldn't even think of the word, so it doesn't matter that you didn't spell it correctly. Okay, so now that's ready to go. So at some point in time, I'm going to run out of my stamp and seal. And so I have another piece ready to go. And so now that gets a nice border all the way around. And we're going to come back with that in a little while. We're going to put Wink Estella on everything. Okay, and then now we're going to go grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And we are going to do two things. First of all, let's do the folder. Oops. I need platform number 1. Okay, so platform number 1. And then we're going to need platform, the dark gray, number 4. And this is the Painted Trees 3D embossing folder. So when it says 3D, that means that you have to use the number 4 embossing folder. And so I'm going to put this in here. And we're going to just do those 2 trees. And then we're going to put that. Always make sure that your spine is going forward, because otherwise you could certainly break your folder by ripping it in half. Okay. I've not done that, but I've heard people that have done that. Not a good way to go, because then you have to buy that folder again. All right. So that is what it looks like. That texture is just so wonderful. And so we're going to put that away. And then now we are going to use number 2, this is the cutting plate, and number 2, the cutting plate goes on top of this number 2 piece. I like to put mine upside down because it's very loved, and so it kind of warped a little bit. So I'm helping that try to straighten out. Okay, so now we're going to do some die cutting. So this is going to be used with this piece. And this is going to cut out that piece. This is going to cut out. We're going to be using this stamp set, I should say bundle, at the event for my card, one of them. And I need a Post-it note. Okay. And then, let's see, we're not going to do anything with that. And we're going to cut this out with this die. And I like doing, we're going to be doing this one again, because I like to show you how you can use your dies in different lengths. Okay, so make sure that that is straight. Okay, and then we're going to put the other plate, number 2, on top. And make sure everything is within, and then just go through. Oh, 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 oh. I see that this just got moved. Oh, I saved that. I'm going to put another piece on here now, because I have to slide this little puppy in and have it not move again. So, somebody's going to win this card, and I want to make it so that you want to be able to send this card as well, because if you don't like it, you're not going to mail it to somebody. Okay, we're going to slide that right in, and voila. Nobody will even know that we had to fix that. There, I just show you how to fix it. That's what I do. I teach what what not to do and how to fix it after you do it. That didn't sound good, did it? All right. And then I saved my Post-it notes. That's what I was doing today, was cutting out die cuts for next Saturday. So that pretty peacock tree, and the die is going to go back on the magnet. This one and this one, we're going to use the die brush, and we're just going to put that off for a second, and then we're going to put this back in and get rid of that. Okay, so see how the words are short? Now, for what I want to do is I just want this die, and because of that stitching, it lines up and it kind of locks in. So find out where you're at, and I think that is really good right there. So I am going to take this and I am going to put that, and I don't want to stick it through this way, and I don't want to stick it through this way. I want to stick it at an angle, so when it goes towards the rollers, it doesn't put the pressure on there, and then you will not hear that crinkling and that crackling, and then it sounds like you're breaking the machine. All right. And that is done. And you can do this with about any other die, and use it to fit it for what you need it to be. Okay, I'll put that over there and put that on my, I'm going to get rid of this because we are done. Okay, let's get our stuff. Oh, I'm going to get the dye brush out. The dye brush is in the annual catalog, and it goes with the Take Your Pick tool. So all you do is unscrew this piece, and then you screw that piece in. And it comes with one of these. Now, I've had several of them, and I basically have two Take Your Pick tools. So one with the people poker down at the end and the other one with the dye brush. And then this way, I don't have to take it apart all the time. My Take Your Pick tool stays at my reach in my desk, and this stays protected from all the putty tats that like to chew on things that they should not chew on. Okay, so like this one, all I have to do is just poke that out. And if I have to do a lot of them, this just is my garbage can, and then I just dump it all out at the same time. Now, this is how I like to use it. And that way, all the little shards of the paper pieces are done. Not done rolling. And they come out. So now if you have anything that's stuck in there, just use your people poker and poke those little buggers out. And it's very easy. Now if you're doing a lot of them, do all your die cutting at the same time, clean them at the same time. Don't leave your paper in here, because otherwise it's going to give you a hard time for the next one. And then this one, all right, so we're going to take this and we're just going to use the dye brush. All right, so there goes my trash. And just poking a couple holes. And then that will give me my skeleton. Okay, there we go. And then we can either use your dye brush to get the other pieces out, or you can just use your people poker. Most of it does come out anyways. So we are all clear. There we go. Okay, so then put that back. Now I can leave this. I can put my end back on, put this here, and then just clean that off. And that's ready to be used the next time. And then throw your trash away once you're done. Okay, so that is how to use that. This piece right here, I am going to use Wink of Stella on it now. And I'm going to just lay this. I don't have to get every piece, but I am just going to brush it over. Oh, there's a piece that didn't come out. Come on. I'll just use my scissors because, there we go. It's sitting right there. Carolyn, thank you. Yeah, I need to send more cards. I'm very bad at sending cards. The people who get cards are the Facebook winners. But I need to get caught up on doing that because I've been a little busy getting my event, my stamp camp ready. So now that the stamp camp is gone, so that's going to get on there like that. But I'm going to put that on dimensionals, but I want to let that dry. Let's see here. I want to, where should we go from here? Let's do this piece right here. I am going to take my bone folder and I am just going to curl that. We could go a little more. There we go. Just breaking the fibers of your paper. And these are scraps. It's not anything that I was needing to do. Now you can use your, I'm going to use my tear and tape on this because that way you won't see through it. And if I use my, this is a little bit wider than the ribbons. So I don't want the adhesive, I want the adhesive to be hidden. So I'm going to go grab that. It's like already in a bin ready for the next weekend. Luckily I have more than just one. Okay, so this is not a specific amount. This is just a different way for you to use your ribbon if you don't want to use a lot of it, okay? And so I'm just trying to give you an idea on how to use it. And trying to make it stay. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to snip that off and put this back. This ribbon is just so soft and so fine. I really, really like it. All right, I'm going to take a drink of my water. Sorry. Cool. Have you heard back yet? All right, so I'm going to use the bone folder and just kind of burnish that down, because when you do that, the wax backing comes off a lot easier. So I'm going to take my people poker and I'm just going to lift that up. I don't have fingernails, and if I do, they rip. So, all right, so then I'm going to take this and lay this down. Try to do it, you know, so that there's an equal amount of crumb cake on each side. I guess I didn't have to, I could have waited until I put the ribbon on, but this is the first time, actually the second time I've tried this, and I just, you know, came up with this idea. You just got to try it out, and then if something else works differently. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and we're going to put that through there, so it looks like it's going all the way around, but it's not. Okay, so now we are going to take the adhesive and, oops, aw, well, that was sweet of you. All right, so thank you for thinking of me like that. All right, so we're just going to put a little bit there, okay? And then we're going to put more adhesive down. And then we're just going to snip that off. Yeah, I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to leave it on. It's stuck. Okay. And then I'll take this one off. There we go. Because that's not all the way stuck. And then we're going to take this one, put that through. You kind of, again, want to make it go the same. So we're going to put the adhesive right there. You're not going to see the back side, but this is a great way to use up scrap. And then we're going to bend it again so that it's about the same amount of crumb cake on this side. Okay, there we go. And we'll just snip that off. And we're going to put dimensionals on that. Okay. So those are my sticky scissors. Anything that has adhesive on it. We're going to put 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're just going to leave that sit there for a moment. And then we're going to take the mini dimensionals. Come on. All right, so I guess I'm going to just leave that sit up there, and then I try not to poke myself with that. We're going to cut with the scissors. So I'm going to take my silicone mat, and I'm going to put this upside down. Number one, you could probably see it better. And, all right, this one right here was a half piece. And that got put, where did I put that one? Right there. Okay. And then we could go and cut skinny pieces, however skinny they need to be. But I like that these dimensionals offer the larger, border all the way around. So then that way you can cut. Come on, don't be shy. Okay, and we'll stick that down the center. I'm sorry if my head is bumping the camera. I should say my phone. All right, so let's put a tiny little bit up at the tippy top and down at the bottom. Oops, not me. You're not supposed to be sticking to me. Come on. Grrr. That is why I like the take a pick tool. Poke it. And not me. There we go. Stay. Okay, so now we're going to add this to the card, or to the tree. Is that one sticky? Yep. Okay, so get our white tree that has the pretty peacock on it. And we're going to give it a little tiny bit of, oops, wrong spot, squish. All right, so I'm just going to turn that over and burnish that nicely so I'm not rubbing anything off. Okay, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this on. We're going to kind of decide how much we want to cut off, and probably about there. So I am going to take the adhesive and do a pretty good rounding like that, because it's embossed, and so you want to make sure that it's going to stay and it's not going to come off. Now we're going to snip that off with our paper snips. Now if you want to save that, you can, but I'm not gonna. Okay, so then now that we have that part stuck, we're going to do the adhesive. all the way around, because again, it is embossed, and a lot of times when something is embossed, it bows out a little bit and not necessarily straight on your card. So I like to make sure it's opening up the right way, and put this all the way around so that it has a nice border. I love the tone on tone, but I didn't want to put the front flap through because I wanted to see the border all the way around, and I cut it off right there. Okay, so now we're ready to put this piece on and our tree on. So let's put our tree. That is going to go directly on with that. I'm going to start at the bottom and a little bit like that. I'm going to grab my people poker, grab the backings off. Oops. And then we are going to place this right there. I mean, how simple is that? Okay, we're not done yet. We have to make a bow. All right. I'm going to do a little bit more. Either I have too much tail or I don't have enough tail. And oops. I'd always prefer to snip a little bit off than to be too short. Come on. It's slippery. It's nice. It's not going to add bulk. Come on, you little bugger. Let's go. Do you always talk to your ribbon? Sometimes, yes. And I'm going to flip that around while it's not too tight, because I don't want that to be flipped around. I want it to be pretty and not flippy. Okay. A little bit more tight. Come on. There. I'll make it just a tad bit smaller. And because it's slippery, it really gives you that extra if you don't want it. Even if you don't want it, I should say. All right, so I'm going to grab that mini glue dot. Ooh, there's one right there waiting for me. And I'll make sure I grab the right front. Okay. Ooh, I missed one. I missed one right there. Dang nabbit. All right, we're going to make two of them. There we go. And we're going to squish that together. And then I'm going to snip that off a little bit. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to snip that off just a tad bit. I like my edges to be like the same, you know, not one tail being larger than the other one. I like my tails to be the same, yeah. Okay, so we're not done yet. Almost done. Like I said, this one's actually a pretty easy card to recreate and then, you know, do a lot of them. Okay, so then we're going to take the golden textured adhesive backed dots, and they are in this suite. So we are going to put on the lid for the people poker and grab, let's see, we're going to put that right there. That's the big one. And then we're going to go with a medium one. I'm going to go right there. And then we're going to go with a little one right on top. And then we're going to squish these down just a little bit. Okay, now let's get the Wink of Stella out. And put that away, put that back. Okay, so we're going to do just the chubby parts of the wish. Now you're going to want to stick within the lines. So if you get shaky, sometimes I still get like nervous, so I won't do it when I do that. Or if I've had too many energy drinks and not enough food, then I get kind of shaky. But generally not. That doesn't happen very much. All right, so now that's the front of the card. And then we'll go with the inside of the card. And then we'll kind of just lay this down. We're not going to color. We're just going to dab, because you don't want to take the distinctiveness and change that. So I'm just kind of dabbing it. And again, it's not going to all be colored in. You got the light of the pretty peacock, and you got the dark. Okay, so then now we're just going to take a scrap piece of something we die cut, and see, you could still see some of that pretty peacock in there. I'm not going to go back in, but I'm going to squiggle on the trees down here as well. Now these are in Cherry Cobbler. So again, you're going to want to squiggle and clear that off so that the next time you go to use it, it's cleaned off and it doesn't bring that color. So can you see that? There goes a little bit of shimmer right there. Okay, so I'm going to clean that off again. And I'm going to move. There's a piece of adhesive right there, so remove that. Okay, so now, what do you think? So if you like this card, give me a thumbs up or a heart. And that will get you entered into the drawing to win this card. If you leave a comment, all you have to do is say hi. Then you get entered into the drawing. I forgot something. So we're not done yet. I forgot this piece right here. Not done. We're going to see if I can fix this. I'm like, oh, gosh darn it. All right. Nicely, so we don't rip anything that we're not going to be able to see. Okay, so at least this is going to get covered up. Okay, so what I wanted to do was, we're going to give these some nice edges. Because like I said, this was a scrap, okay? But I wanted, that makes me grumpy that I forgot that. Because I don't like going back in. But you know what? Everybody's done it. And so now we got to figure out how to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on the back side of this. And I am going to grab that. Okay, there we go. So, just like that. This is now I wanted to bring that color in through the designer series paper, and this is a way to do it. I was like looking at it and I'm like going, there is something that's missing, and I figured it out. There we go. So now a new dimensional and I mean, when's the last time you had to tear your card apart? Well, I do it too. And this is how. Okay. Then I'm going to go and add adhesive back to my dimensionals. And there, no, I had this down a little bit more. Let's go right to that spot. And a little bit cool. There we go. Much better. Okay. And now see how that ties in? So it's not the only thing. That is pretty peacock. So, besides the greeting. So I wanted to tie that in and get that in there. Okay, so now it's fixed. All right, so now let's get my hand out of the way and we'll start this over again. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up or a heart, and that will get you entered into the drawing for this card. If you leave a comment, that will get you entered into the drawing. And if you share this on your timeline, that will actually get you entered 2 times. Number 1, you're helping my name get out there. I am a little tiny fish in a big pond, and having more than 1 or 2 people view my videos, having 5 or 10, getting new names out there would be grateful. So that's why I enter you twice. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. I don't know if I'll be back on Thursday because of the event on Saturday. So I probably will be back on Sunday. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great week and happy stamping.